Good evening and welcome to the Third and Long podcast. It is Wednesday night again. We are doing this as we are unavailable Thursday night. So again, we apologise if there is any news that's happened between this show and our normal release time on a Thursday night.
Well, I mean, usually it waits until about 5 minutes after our podcast's finished on a Thursday to break. So
yeah, it gives us a bit of extra time. How are you, Mr. Hope? And how have things been?
I'm good. I'm very excited about a certain piece of news that we will cover.
Oh, yes.
It's been a good week. How about you, Mr. Butler Henderson?
It's been a very good week, apart from climbing 7 million stairs to get to the top of the Commonwealth Stadium, Alexander Stadium at the Commonwealth Games yesterday. But yeah, it has been absolutely brilliant, and I think I'm still buzzing from the girls winning the Euros on Sunday night.
Oh, what a game that was. Congratulations to the Lionesses.
Congratulations. I think they may even still be partying.
Yes. It's going
to
need to be quite a brief show tonight because we need to keep it under an hour for StreamYard rules.
Yes. Yeah, they are the rules. Shall we start with the elephant in the room? Because there's two kind of, shall we say, disturbing news that's happened in the last 48 hours this week.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to, we've sort of skated around one of them for a year and a half. I think we finally need to address it.
Yes, most definitely. So Mr. Watson has been suspended for 6 games following the independent review by Sue, and I can't remember her surname of the judge.
Something. I want to say Sue Gray, but she did Sue Robinson.
Yeah, that could have been it.
I think Sue Gray did the whole Partygate thing, didn't she?
Yeah. So after Deshaun Watson, having 24 sexual harassment lawsuits put against him, which he's settled 23 of them. He has been suspended for 6 games in the NFL.
Well, the NFL have today is the 3 day after it's been announced for them to choose whether they want to appeal or not.
Today being Wednesday.
Yes.
Putting out their Wednesday until the 3rd. My issue is the NFL's stance on their punishments. So, for example, I've got 5 different cases up here. So, DeAndre Hopkins had a 6-game suspension for PEDs.
Yes.
Josh Gordon's been suspended a total of 78 games for violating the drug policy, mainly marijuana.
Yes.
Vincent Jackson was suspended for 3 games for driving a vehicle knowingly suspended from his license. This is the funniest one out of all of them. It's not funny, but it is funny when I read out. Former Giants receiver Plaxico Burress got a 4-game ban for shooting himself. Yeah. And the one that doesn't make sense, the Calvin Ridley got suspended for a season for betting on 20 on a game. When Calvin Ridley did this, he was away from the game. He stepped away from the game. He had nothing to, and that was ridiculous.
It's not like he bet on himself or bet against himself. He bet on a game that he had no involvement with it.
Exactly. But this doesn't involve that Kareem Hunt 4 games for kicking the woman. You had Big Ben was suspended for 3 or 4 games for doing some, her having an accusation against him for rape or something like that, some kind of sexual involvement. You had other players getting 4 or 5 games, 3 or 4 games for beating women. To my opinion, beating a woman is worse than taking drugs. Yes. It's worse than driving without a license.
And it's definitely worse than betting on a game.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, if betting on a game was illegal, then I'd be in prison for
Yeah.
life.
Exactly. It's not like, as you said, he betted on a game he was involved in. It had nothing to do with the Falcons. I think it was even a college game he bet on. It wasn't even an NFL game. So it's NFL's very half-way, roundabout, back way of doing things of suspending players. Brady got 4 games for deflating a ball. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I love how you say deflating when it wasn't deflating, it was deflating. There are no
He
inverted
did.
commas in there.
He had okay. They said he had something to do with it, but I don't know how he could have
Look,
done with it.
I know how you pledge your allegiance to Brady and you'll follow him in everything, but he deflated the ball.
Not everything, but yeah. I just don't get how they got away with it. I mean, he's always said he's innocent. The Browns are saying he's remorseful about it. Well, obviously he's not because he's paying off these women.
I really hope the NFL do choose to appeal this.
I mean, they've got what, 9 hours left of the day or something like that, isn't it? So in America, it's about 2:00 in the afternoon at the moment on the East Coast. So hopefully, yeah, they will come to sense. There we go. Officer Sue Robinson. Just reading the article. I really don't understand this, and it is a stupid decision, stupid amount of fine. Everyone was saying that it should be a season. Even Big Ben, who's heard sexual allegations against him, says it should be a season. There's something they've got to do about this, especially if they're trying.
Did you see O.J. Simpson's video?
No, I haven't.
He was saying basically he doesn't agree with the ruling, but all this needs to end now, so they should just accept it.
I understand. I agree with him. It says it's got to end, but accepting it, I don't think they should accept it. If I'm honest, they should go right. He needs more than this. Can we have more than this?
Yeah, because
surely the NFL can go.
I feel like the important thing is that she recommended 6 games.
Mm-hmm. It's like when the fourth official recommends 4 minutes on the board and the ref plays 6.5.
Yeah.
It's give him more. It's not one, it's not 2, it is 24 separate instances.
Yeah, that's actually something else O.J. Simpson said in this video. He said he believes that there probably was some sexual assault, but he also believes that some people may have jumped on the bandwagon because of the chance of some money.
I possibly could agree with that bit. That some people have gone, ooh, they've got X, Y, Z on that. I'll get X, Y, Z on that as well. But there's stories of he forced a woman to give him pleasure with other parts other than his hand, trying to put it PG rating.
I was going to go with performed a sexual act.
Yeah, that's a very good one. That's a good one. On him, he was forcing himself upon them. These are classed as statutory rape or sexual assault in any other country, and you're in jail.
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty much got away with it.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he wasn't even fined too.
No, that is the other really stupid one.
And he's only losing I think it's 333,000.
Yeah,
which in a £230 million contract, that's a drop in the ocean.
Oh, it's like taking pennies out of his pocket, isn't it? It's stupid. It's stupid. Let's move on to the other bit of news which dropped yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, so I have to admit, I've not really had a chance to look at this. I saw that it happened, but I don't really know the ins and outs.
I didn't realize. I knew about Tom Brady's side of it, but I didn't realize about Sean Payton. So.
Oh no, I remember. I didn't know that the Dolphins did try and get Sean Payton.
So Miami have lost the first round of next year's pick, which was from you guys anyway, from the Niners anyway. So they're not losing anything effectively. and 2024 fourth round pick, because they were illegally speaking to Tom Brady while in contract at New England, which in the NFL is illegal, and also contacting Sean Payton while in charge of the New Orleans Saints, not
And
when he
Stephen
was
Ross has
suspended.
been suspended up until the 4th of October, is it?
17th of October. Fined
17th of October.
$1.7 million. No,
Which
$1.5
is,
million.
which is nothing to Stephen Ross, but
That's like, it's nothing. Dolphins vice chairman Bruce Beal has also been fined $500,000 for this as well. What is the interesting bit that Brian Flores' accusation of them making him throw games has been cleared, which is strange. Is obviously it's Sean Payton. Obviously this was where it all came out. Obviously it started off with Belichick going, "Oh, congratulating on getting a job," when it was the New York job, and it wasn't that; it was someone else's, and then it just kind of all snowballed a bit on this one.
yeah, Belichick heard of Brian and thought Flores, but it was Brian Dable.
Apparently, he messaged the wrong person on his phone.
Yeah, I think what it must have been is Belichick heard Brian.
Yeah. I again with you. I mean, I didn't realize I was speaking to Tom Brady. There was rumors around it when Flores came out. So
I believe there was some deal they offered Brady with like part ownership of the team.
Which is again, but it's interesting. Brady has been involved with 3 of the 4 teams I've lost first round picks.
Yes.
Deflategate, Spygate, and now this one. Tampa
Who's the other team that's lost it?
It was New Orleans Saints for targeting. Those targeting Sean Payton thing, yeah.
Sean Payton the Sean Payton home team thing.
Yep, exactly. So it is bad. It's starting to show that the NFL's are rather corrupt up above us. They're doing things. Obviously, what's happened to Deshaun Watson, what's happening in Washington, with the Commanders head coach or the Commanders ownership as well. It is shown that it is run by dinosaurs pretty much.
Yes.
Which isn't a good thing for the NFL. And perhaps maybe someone like Lewis Hamilton coming in to run the Broncos like he is. Yes, I have just shoehorned that in.
What?
Lewis Hamilton has been announced, or Broncos have announced yesterday that he's going to be part ownership, or he's going to be part of the ownership group for the Broncos.
I missed that totally.
And it's bless your dad. Yeah, so Broncos announced it yesterday and everything.
I saw you put something in the chat last night, but I just didn't read it.
Sounds like me. I'm like that sometimes with when Kelly sends me stuff. But yeah, so Lewis Hamilton, someone like
this is going live tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So people like Lewis Hamilton, who is very big on diversity, whether it be race, sexism, religion, whatever it is, he's very diverse and stuff like that. It is a good thing to bring that kind of people into the NFL to make people see sense and go, oh, yeah, perhaps we've got to change our stance on things. And it can only be a good thing that the dinosaurs in the NFL, including, I am going to say the Commissioner of Roger Goodell, because he is an elderly gentleman, need to see things differently in the NFL and see that sexually assaulting a woman is a lot worse than driving a car without a license.
Betting on
the game that you're not even involved with, it's ridiculous, Perhaps it is time for the NFL to change itself around.
Anyway, shall we move on to some injuries?
Yeah, let's go on to injuries. So there's been quite a few. That's bust, not bucks.
There's been quite a few.
Yeah, there has been.
And they're quite big ones too.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I hit the wrong button. Then that's what
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
going
I'm
to
seeing it change. You still have got
say.
it right.
So we'll start with Ryan Jensen. The centre from the Buccaneers, got carted off on their first training camp with an apparent knee injury. I've not heard anything come out how serious it is.
Yeah, nothing's really come out. There's
Which is
Alec Armstead, who's got an MCL strain for the 49ers, and he's out for several weeks. That one's not seemed to make it on the ticket, though.
I haven't seen that one. I've not seen that one. It's that's quite a big one because he was one of the players that came back, who signed back because Tom Brady came out of retirement.
Yes.
So losing that kind of player is massive because especially Tom Brady, as we know, needs protection.
I think
Tom
they'll
Brady,
go. I think they'll go and get JC Tretter.
you reckon they'll need
Yeah.
something, especially if it's a season-long engine? Yeah, there's nothing on here at all. It's all it says is cast off the field and horrific injury. So I hope it says it could miss. There's no injury, so it must be pretty bad if there's nothing out there yet and there's no comeback on when it could be. But yeah, to have one of Tom Brady's main linemen out injured is massive.
Tristan Wirfs also got carted off yesterday. However, Todd Bowles just come out and said that it was just cramp. But it must be pretty like severe cramp if he had to get carted off.
Yeah, that's a bit bad, that one. Cowboys lose 2 wide receivers. One possibly could be back week 1. Gallup is out with a ACL strain. And James Washington is out with a Jones fracture of his foot. He's having surgery on that one. That's 2 months out. That's quite serious for the Cowboys, especially if they're going to miss 2 of their wide receivers on week 1.
Yes, well, it just means Tolbert needs to step up quickly, doesn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. It's going to be a lot of. There you go, Zeke, have the ball. There you go, Tony Pollard, have the ball, isn't it? That's going to be interesting. Week 1, I wouldn't be backing Cowboys week 1 to get the win.
No.
I haven't got a clue where they got off the top of my head.
I'm definitely not going to enjoy the fact that the Cowboys losing.
Staying very quiet on this one. Ollie's hyping himself up for the next little section we got. Van Jefferson. So this is another big one that's out.
Yes.
Knee injury.
And it's for another team I don't like. This is great. Can we keep doing this?
What, you want this keeping coming up week in, week out, yeah?
Just a Seahawks injury too now, please.
Unfortunately, it's not a Seahawk one. Yeah,
preferably like a Lockett or Mecca.
Oh, especially as someone just signed a new contract.
We'll talk about wide receivers of teams I don't like getting injured. So therefore,
Van Jefferson knee injury though. No one likes to see players injured. Doesn't matter if they play for the Niners.
I'm just joking.
Cowboys.
Like, it's not nice to see players injured.
No, definitely isn't. And Tim Patrick, the Broncos wide receiver, so he's probably going to be what, WR3 maybe, possibly WR2. That's
they have Joey Judy, they have Colin Sutton. I don't think this one's going to be a massive loss.
But it's out for the season ACL. ACLs seem to happen very early in preseason. It seems to be. It's almost like their knees have relaxed over the break and not used to the pressure, sudden like force coming in of like 300-pound man running at them. But apparently Tony Patrick he grabbed the ball and it was a brilliant catch, but he landed awkwardly. That's what's at his knee.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Which is a shame because, like you said a minute ago, no one wants anyone injured. It's not going to be fair on that one at all on the players. But yeah, it's injured. There is more out there. There's players, a few strains, and like you said, Ollie said, someone getting carted off due to cramp. But yeah, it's strange. It's not nice at all.
The thing is, This happens every year now with NFL. Really, people get injured early in training camp.
Yeah. I think it's the case that the games are getting. There's more games in the season.
Yes.
They're now. If you go all the way to the playoff, all the way through the playoffs, like the Rams did, is 18 games. No, 21 games. Not like 18 like it was 2 seasons ago. It was even less than that a few seasons before that. The players are faster.
I think it brings this back into question in some ways.
Yep, I completely and utterly agree on that one. He's right. It is. It's not good at all. Not good at all when you get these players who do play a lot of games getting injured.
For any audio listeners, I just brought up a quote from George Kittle about a 2-bye season.
Yeah. Most definitely. We have injuries to roll on.
I'm just going to position my 19 lights. For this next bit.
Go on then. Click the button. I'm trying to upload the picture for the caption competition at the moment as we speak.
So, a certain Mr. Deebo Samuel has signed a new contract.
Finally.
And has stated that I want to know your opinion on this. So apparently all the reports that he wasn't happy being used as a wide back are false.
But
didn't he come out and say that himself?
Yeah, and didn't he re-say it again not long ago either, didn't he?
Yeah. And
so
then
he said it not long ago.
Now he's happy to be a wide back. He's got incentives in his contract about being a running back.
Yep. Agreed.
So I'm just a bit confused about what I don't think he knows what he wants.
No, it's 300,000. No, is it 600,000 for a touchdown and 300,000 for 350 rushing yards?
It's 675,000 for 380 rushing yards.
Yeah.
And I think it's an additional 125,000 for 3 touchdowns.
Something like that, yeah. That sounds right. It's kind of made a mockery of things that was floating around when this was out and about. When it came out that he didn't want to sign, he was after a trade.
He's used the media to get a better deal. That's what I think.
And fair play to him. It's the media are clowns at times. They are vultures. It's.
Did you know that Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, Tony McLaurin, and AJ Brown all got a very similar deal?
Yep.
They all have the same agent.
And AJ Brown was the only one who moved.
Yes, as he tweeted.
Yes, so he was the only one that ended up. He moved to Philadelphia, and as you said, he's going to ball out this season. He really is. Yes. He's going to have a massive season. It's just a shame he hasn't got a quarterback to throw the ball. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I really didn't mean to say that one.
I think Hurts is better than Tannehill, but that's a discussion for another day because we're limited on time.
DK Metcalf. So his deal is pretty much the same. It is 3 years, 72 million with 58.2 million guaranteed. So he's got 1.5 million less. He's 0.1 of a million guaranteed less, but he's got a 30 million sign-on bonus.
And he's a much worse player.
He's a lot quicker, as the Cardinals know.
Yeah, but we actually have a quarterback.
Baker.
We actually have a quarterback on our team, though.
Yeah, Jimmy's a bloody good quarterback. You're all right.
Had to get that in there, didn't you?
Hey,
hold on.
He set it up.
Just got a message from Dave about some breaking news. Cardinals receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown was arrested Wednesday morning on criminal speeding charges.
No, that's him getting a 6-game ban then.
that's all we know at the moment, so I don't think we can comment on that.
No. How quick was he going? Nothing knows yet. It'll probably come out in the wash the next couple of days. It was funny
And
how
actually, there's just another thing that's just come out. Saints first round pick Trevor Penning has been kicked off OTAs on Wednesday after starting a fight at practice 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I saw a quick video of this earlier just before you came on the air. One was he got shoved to the ground and he reacted. There was another one. He obviously said something. The guy reacted to him and he got punched. But they got these scrum caps on. You're a rookie. Behave. Simple as that.
And Fred Warner got in a fight yesterday.
Yeah. There was a few years ago that involved Julian Edelman and Stephen Gilmore. Literally had to be dragged apart. It was like, I think it was, I can't remember what it was. I think Giddy just fell on top of Jules, something stupid like that. But it's the same with all the injuries. These players haven't really had the chance to hit people properly. They're only just starting to get back in pads now.
Yes.
And it's like, we've watched in Hard Knocks how many years now over Hard Knocks? The first
Hard
2 or
Knocks
3
is on for
sessions.
years now.
There's always been fights in the first week because players are, I get to hit people again, and it happens, doesn't it? What is interesting though, as you said, Debo and DK both got the same agent, and the deals was announced within 24 hours of each other. Timing?
I don't think so.
Or coincidence?
I think coincidence.
Yeah, maybe. Jake Bailey, the Patriots punter, has been given a 3-year contract, 13 million, 6.5 in guarantees. Puts him in the top 3 punters paid wise in the NFL behind.
Is he that good?
Yes, he is. His stats are he is in the top 5 punters. He is, he's twice Pro Bowl in the 3 years he's been playing in the NFL. He is a very, very good punter. So yeah, I don't blame him on that one. But it's the way his contract's been structured is given Patriots $4.5 million more in cap space, which is always a bonus. This is one's a bit of a shock. This one's a bit of a shock. I don't think he's worth the highest paid or the joint highest paid kicker in the NFL.
I agree. I don't think he's actually that good.
I don't either. I mean, there was a bit of a suicide play when they tried to do a Philly special with him. Last season we put him out concussion for a couple of games, didn't it? Fair play to him, though, taking the hit.
I'd have Bobby Gold over Chris Boswell any day.
I'd take Jason Tucker over everyone, or Justin Tucker over anyone.
Yeah, but you're not a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Exactly. And Justin Tucker is the best kicker in the league by a mile. 20 million with 12.5 guaranteed of 4 years. It's not massive, is it? To be fair, if you look at it, but it is for kickers.
It's the joint highest paid kicker in the league.
Yeah, and he's not the joint highest kicker in the league.
No,
definitely not. Came out, I noticed this morning, Cardinals left tackle DJ Humphries has got a new 3-year deal, 66.8 million with 34 guaranteed.
That's a lot of money.
That puts him in the top 5 on the left tackles in the league.
He's not Trent Williams.
No one's Trent Williams compared to you, Ollie. Come on. You're a little bit biased on that.
Trent Williams is the best left tackle in the league. Like 99 rated on Madden.
I'm not denying that at all. He is a very good. Excuse me, as I open another drink. Very good left tackle. But again, how are they doing this? Okay, yes, Kyler Murray's contract he's still in the rookie deal this year. So that's probably how they've done it. They probably got a lot of it into this season, but another one. And finally, David Ojabo. It's
not that hard.
It is for me.
Ojabo.
Ojabo, thank you, has signed his rookie deal finally. So all of the 2022 draft has finally got their deals in place, which is all good. Finally.
And just before we move on to the other thing, I think we need to talk about the fact that football's back.
Oh, yes. Hall of Fame game tonight. Jags against...
Well, tomorrow night.
Oh,
Tonight
yeah,
as we release this.
Tonight as we release this. Jags against...
Raiders.
Raiders, that was it. Yeah,
Trayvon
it's going to be
Walker, Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne.
Three of those probably aren't going to be on the winning pitch. It is a chance for the rookies to show what they can do. The chance for the people who are vying for that 53. The outsiders, the ones who are 6th and 7th and 8th on the depth chart at wide receiver, the third string wide receivers, the third string cornerbacks and quarterbacks, D linemen, and linebackers. And it's now their time to we are worth. Give us a roster spot, or
I know we said football's back, but it's the Hall of Fame game.
It's still football.
That's even below preseason.
I wouldn't go that. It could be. It's more than Pro Bowl. It's more than Pro Bowl because at least they can actually hit each other.
I'll never forget George Kittle. Wow, we actually rushed. I need to go off now. Have a break.
What was it, 20 years ago when they tried to fake punt in the Pro Bowl and can't remember who it was, but the guy got absolutely levered by the other guy. I think that was the last time they stopped it. It is football. It is back, and it's good to see the rookies playing. Jags had a fairly good pick. Raiders have a fairly good pick. It's going to be good to see how they go under Josh McDaniels now. How much of the
Josh McDaniels and Doug Peterson, 2 first-year head coaches. 2
very good. Well, one very good offensive coordinator and a former Super Bowl winning head coach.
They both won Super Bowls. One is offensive coordinator, one is a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many McDaniels won?
I think he's on 4. Yeah, because he wasn't there for a couple because he went to Denver as a head coach.
Yeah,
didn't really do very well on that one. Yeah. Shall we go on to our
top 5 of the week?
Top 5 of the week. Not going to be many more of these left because it is coming to season time and there's going to be a lot more to talk about, he says, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We are looking at top 5 non-American players. I don't know how Ollie's done it. I've done it as in they're not born in the USA.
Yes.
They may, there is, hence there's probably a couple of going, well, so-and-so's a US citizen, but he was born outside America. Who would you like to go? Would you like to go 5 to 1 or 1 to 5 this week?
Well, we tend to go 5 to 1, so shall we go 5 to 1 again?
Yeah, let's go 5 to 1. And Mr. Hope, would you like to go first with your number 5?
Quitty Pay. Colts D lineman.
Very, very good player.
He is a US citizen, but he's also Liberia?
Libyan, yeah. Libyan national. Yeah, yes. That's the one with the red and white little tree in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's former Pro Bowler as well. He's been a first teamer as well. Very, very good player. Brings that Colts defense alive when he is on the field as well.
Yes.
I've gone for Seahawks punter Michael Dixon.
Aussie.
The Aussie, yep. Who is an Aussie? He's an out-and-out Aussie. Played Aussie rules, and if you ever see some of his punts, you could see how he is because he does kick it like he is, or punting it like he is an Aussie rules player.
Yes.
The one player of his I remember, literally, it was a botched snap, and he literally did what a quarterback draw around to get space, and he literally still managed to lever this ball 80 yards all the way to the 5-yard line. It was a brilliant.
Another Aussie rules player who's a punter in that division is the 49ers punter Mitch Wisnowski. That's not
Yes.
a segue into my number 4. I just thought I'd mention that.
Who is your number 4?
It is the Nigerian David Njoku, tight end, Cleveland. Does he still play for Cleveland?
Yeah, he's Cleveland. He is probably the only tight end of Cleveland, to be fair, because Austin Hooper left, didn't he? I believe. Yeah, very good tight
Very
end.
good tight end, catching, blocking. He's a all-round good tight end. He's a good fantasy bet too. He usually gets a fair amount of points every week.
He was always one of Baker's go-to men as well, doesn't he?
Yes.
Well,
it'll be interesting to see how Brissett and then potentially Watson use him.
Yes, I could see them being very run heavy next year, especially the second half of the season. My number 4 is Lions offensive tackle, second year, Penny Swell.
He's a good player.
He is Samoan.
American. I will put my hands up and say that I was wrong last year when I was screaming the house down that the Bengals needed to take Penny Sewell.
I actually had the top 6 picks spot on my bets last year.
However,
I will say
that doesn't change the fact that Penny Sewell is a very good player.
Very, very good offensive lineman. Very big, very strong. And I think he did actually help that Lions offense last year.
Yes.
Same as all rookies, takes a while to get into the league. Was still did a really good job and protect Goff quite a lot. I think Goff was one of the least sacked NFL or quarterbacks in the league last year, which says a lot. Your number 3, Mr. Hope. Yep.
This is on potential more than anything else, but I've got the D lineman Javon Kinlaw from the Niners, who is Trinidadian.
Go on.
Well, he's not really shown much yet, but he got injured early last season. He's looking good in training camp, and I think he could go on to have a very big season this season with the Niners. So watch his space. Clip this when he has over 10 sacks next season.
10 sacks for Ollie's number 3. My number 3 is a UK and Nigerian citizen. It's not OC. Before we say anything,
I banned him from putting OC in by only doing current players.
Otherwise, OC and J Bell would have been 1 and 2. To be fair, let's put it that way. I have gone for Effie Obadiah, Washington Commanders. Obada.
Did you just have a problem with like names that start with an O, which is sort of ironic because your name's Oliver?
What do you think? I call myself Liver. No. I just remember Effie. He came from the international pathway. He ended up in Carolina. I was in their practice squad for a couple of years, then promoted on his 3rd season in the NFL. His first start, he got a sack and a forced fumble and a fumble recovery and was given the game ball by Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera. I am struggling tonight.
I know you're tired, but I'm tired too, and I'm getting the names right, just about.
Yeah, well, I'm dyslexic. Give me a chance.
Yeah. That doesn't affect your mouth, mate.
Oh, it does. I'm not. It is a slight heart over head because he is, UK citizen.
Yeah, I wanted to put Obada in there, but I couldn't.
He is a very good player. He was really good for Buffalo last year, and he is now in Washington. And I think he's going to thrive in that defense alongside Chase Young when he is fully fit as well. Number 2 for you, Mr. Hope.
I've got Mr. Chase Claypool.
Oh God! I wonder what you're trying to do then. Can't see the full screen, so can't quite see the dab.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you've got him this high. What nationality is Mr. Claypool? He
is Canadian.
Yeah, I have got a Canadian number 2, but it's not him. Yeah.
He's
probably going to be Washington's Pittsburgh's go-to guy this
Pittsburgh's
year.
number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had a good season last season, apart from the 20-second celebration with about 30 seconds to go.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll
But
stop.
I feel like he is a good player, and he will play. He will have a good season.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Yeah, I can see that. Hopefully, because the talk is coming out of Pittsburgh. They are looking good.
Yes. Trubisky's leading.
Yeah, it looks like Trubisky will be the starting quarterback week 1, but they are impressed with Kenny Pickett. I think the reason they are going for Mitch is because of that experience.
Yes.
My number 2 is the Panthers running back, who's probably going to be RB1 because Christian McCaffrey is going to be injured. I don't even think that's strong.
One play toilet paper?
Yeah, very wet toilet paper. I have gone for Hubbard, who is the Canadian running back.
He is a very good player. I did recently trade him in a pick for Aaron Jones in a fantasy league, but
I've got Aaron Jones as my running back this year because I think that Green Bay offense is going to run through him this year.
I know you say that when the draft's not happened yet.
I'm in my keeper league. I've got him, and I also told Kelly to take him in his rookie in her first pick. Yeah, he is very good. He's strong. He is short, but he is very, very strong, very stout.
Yes, Chuba Hubbard is a very good player.
Very difficult to bring down. Yeah, I like that one. I like him. Good player. Good player.
Now, I'm surprised my number 1 didn't make it in your top 5.
Go on then.
And this is a shout out to Tom, a shout out to my mate Jack. It's Daniel Hunter, the Vikings DN, who is Jamaican.
I can't put a Viking player in there. Come on. If Tom was there, I might contemplate it, but he's not. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's not their star player of that team. That is.
He's in my opinion, their best defensive player.
Maybe
Harrison Smith, but
yeah,
he is a great D lineman. He's not Bosa, but he's a good D lineman.
I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for the Bosa comparison.
I mean, okay. It's not a third long podcast episode unless I mention Bosa at least once.
Very true. Very true. So, my number 1 is Tongan. He plays nose tackle.
This was an interesting one.
He plays fullback. I think he's even lined up as a tight end. He is 350 pounds of human destroying wrecking ball, and he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it is Vita Vera. Vera. Oh, I put an R in it. That's why I felt. God,
Vera's a show on ITV.
Yeah.
About Geordie detective. Very different.
Can we just record this so I get the names right on all these players tonight? Every time a Bucks are on the field, you either see him or hear his name called.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter on what side of the ball it is. Me and Ollie watch All American. It's like Spencer James on All American. He literally plays on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I'm still on season 3, episode 7, by the way.
I'm on season 3, episode 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's well worth the watch, people. Very, very much so. There is a few players I'd like to give an honorable mention for. They are all kickers in some form or the other. Scotland's Gillam. Yep. Scotland's Graham Cano.
Yeah, Graham Cano is the one I wanted to give an honorable mention to.
And also Korean's Young Ho Koo.
Oh, what a player. I like that player a lot.
He is a good kicker. Personally, I think he is one of the better ones in the league.
I think I put him in number 3 when we did top 5 kickers.
I think you did, yeah, actually. He doesn't seem to miss. I did notice Carlos Santos is still floating around as well, the Brazilian.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when I
That's a
looked at this,
blast.
it's, oh,
That's a blast from the past.
I know he is still floating around wearing number 2 somewhere. I like my kickers, and kickers seem to be a very common non-American player. I mean, I've put 2 in. No, I put 1 in. There's 3 of my honourable mentions. You've also got a couple as well. We've mentioned a couple of others. It is
Yes.
shown that the NFL is expanding very, very much so.
Well, that's why we did this list, really, wasn't it? To show
Yeah.
how the NFL really had expanded.
I mean, I've got an Australian, a Canadian, a Nigerian, a Samoan, and a Tongan in my list.
Yes,
And
I
I've
mean,
also mentioned 2 Scottish and a Korean.
I've got a really good idea for the next week's top 5. I've not told you it yet, but I've got a really
Okay.
good idea.
You can tell me that in a few minutes when we come off air.
Yes.
It goes to say that the sport is growing. I mean, we saw the issues that people are having trying to get tickets for the games over here.
Yes.
85,000 twice at Wembley. At Tottenham. Wembley sold out again as well, which is another 85,000 seats. All 3 of those games. Munich sold out in no time whatsoever. Mexico's always sells out like you're flicking on the switch. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
The sport is growing, and I've noticed today that Munich have now gone into the European Football League as well, which has got teams all over the Europe as well. So this side of the pond is growing as well, really, really big.
And it's an exciting time, really, isn't it?
It is. Obviously we've got a Scottish player got drafted this year.
Yes.
So it'll be good to see him. See how he does. There is several British players that I know of have gone over to college this year. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Neil's son's gone over to
George.
George, yeah, he's gone over to D2. There's another couple of lads have gone over from the NFL Academy.
Yeah.
Gone over there as well. So it's really, really good. And there was another player who is running for LSU at the moment in the Commonwealth Games, who is also a lineman. Not a lineman, so a linebacker as well. So
yeah, linebacker.
It is growing as well, and and it is brilliant. We've got one little thing to do. You might have noticed our capture and pictures come back. Something we do during pre-season. Just a little bit of fun because pre-season seems to have a lot of funny pictures floating around. For people who are on the podcast, this week's picture was a picture of Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield.
Do we have it loaded?
Yeah, let's load it up. Pointing at each other. We have gone for.
Let's just bring the picture up. So
there we go. I would love to actually know what he is saying. So this week's winner is Mr. David Curry with "Are You Real or Are You a Ghost?" or a ghost, which we love this anyway because you know how many times we said that mentioned Donald and ghosts in the same sentence. It happens at least once a month. So it had to be done. David Curry, congratulations on that one. You do not win anything apart from pride.
Our admiration.
Our admiration and prize. I will try and edit it actually and put it around there and see if I can do it. Put it on there like that. It has been a good show. It has been a busy show. There's been a lot of news. You can tell football is literally around the corner because it is getting busier and busier with news.
Yes, especially on Hard Knocks starting next week.
Yeah, Hard Knocks is back Tuesday on HBO.
Probably Wednesday on Game Pass for us in the UK.
Yeah, my Game Pass payment came out yesterday. Woohoo! Which is brilliant. Mr. Hope, it has been a privilege having you on the show yet again.
Yeah, I think we've both been a bit tired this week.
Oh yes, I climbed about 7 million steps to get to the top of the Alexander Stadium seats yesterday, but it was well worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show. Please comment, even though it's no longer on the show. or no longer not live this week, please
Well,
comment.
I think we'll be back live next week, won't we not?
Yes, we will be live next week. Give us a follow on the socials. This will be going on Spotify, Amazon, Google, Apple, because I spent all afternoon trying to sort that out. Or whatever site you listen to your podcast at 8:30 on Friday morning, and we are back live next Thursday at 8:30. Until then,